Hi, I'm Tony Casamento, doing another of our series of videos about things about math that you probably didn't learn in school. All right. First, let me tell you, when I was young, my buddies and I, we used to talk about our favorite things, okay? For example, our favorite baseball player. Mine was Mickey Mantle, okay? When we were about 10 years old, that was a big topic of discussion. When we got a little older, we got into rock and roll. We used to talk about our favorite rock and roll bands. Mine was the Four Seasons, okay? Now you have to remember, the Beatles didn't come into play until I was about like in the 7th grade. Now speaking about the 7th grade, when boys got into the 7th grade, their interest changed a little bit. We were still interested in baseball and rock and roll, but we got interested in somewhat different things. And of course what I'm talking about is we got interested in math. I bet you didn't see that one coming. Anyway, so when I was in the 7th grade, I had a favorite mathematician, and his name was Friedrich Gauss, okay? Now Gauss, he happened to be a very famous German mathematician in the 18th, 19th century. One of the things he was famous for was he came up with what was called the fundamental theorem of algebra. Now I'm not going to go into what that is, but just to have a fundamental theorem of algebra associated with you, I think that's a great honor. But what I want to talk about, what he was very famous for, was a story about something that happened to him when he was in just the 5th grade. When he was in the 5th grade, his teacher told the class that he wanted them to add all the numbers from 1 to 100. He was probably looking for a little busy assignment for his class so he could take a break perhaps, or maybe do some grading, some papers, who knows. So he told the class they had all the numbers from 1 to 100, and he figured he'd have some time to do some other things. Well, after about 30 seconds, little Freddie Gauss came up to him and said, "Well, sir, I have the answer to the problem." And the teacher, of course, was very surprised. So the teacher said, "You mean to tell me you added up all the numbers from 1 to 100? He said, "No, here's what I thought about. I said, the first number we had was a 1, and the last number is 100. And if you add them up, you get 101. The second number was a 2, and the next to last number is a 99. That also adds up to 101. So if you keep repeating this, what you end up having is 50 pairs of numbers that all add up to 101. So I just multiplied 50 times 1 is 50, 50 times 1 is 50. So if you add up all the numbers from 1 to 100, it comes out to 5,050. This was later expanded. He came up with a formula for adding up any amount of numbers from 1 to whatever, and he came up with an equation for that. So the point of this video, one of the points of this video, besides just telling you a little story about little Freddie Gauss, is that sometimes math helps you work smarter, not harder. Thank you, and hope to see you for our next video.